Okay? This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Okay? So, so I do get this feeling, guys, that you guys are having to start over. You know, start, not necessarily start over, but you have a new opportunity to execute maybe a certain goal that you may not have been able to execute beforehand. Okay, not a bad thing. I do get this feeling that, oh, excuse me, sorry guys, sneeze there. Maybe I'm on point because usually the sneezes happen to let me know I'm on point. Uh-oh, so what happened again? Excuse me. All right. Sneezed twice. That says something. Now, like I was saying before, the lovers is coming up and all this underneath the judgment card. So this is definitely common. This is a relationship in which probably you thought was done, over, gone, or maybe the potential of falling in love with someone else, or finding a new soulmate, finding someone that you can connect with in a very close and intense way. Well, you found them. They are there. It's so safe for you to love. You have the judgment card and the safe for you to love both kind of make sense together. Why? Because this is talking about call to action, taking it, either taking the opportunity or leaving it. This is an opportunity, that's a make or break kind of situation, right? And it's asking you to just go ahead and accept it. It's asking you to just be safe to love and be open to it. But ultimately, it's still your choice. You don't have to listen to whatever I have to say, or the oracle cards have to say, or the tarot even has to say. But the thing is this, is right. This is big because it's asking you to be open to love, and you have the lovers in there. And judgment is already talking about what happened. Yeah, sure, the review, looking back, seeing how far you've come, seeing how much you've grown since the last time you've been in a situation like this. But ultimately, are you going what you're going to do now based off of who you are in the moment, right? Who is, that whole Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Hierophant, that is like literally moving forward and changing, and it's a change of commitment, change of what you have conformed to, your religion to yourself. You know what I mean? Your belief system, your traditions, your routines, your patterns, your structure. That's all being changed right now, and it's like it has been changing. I feel like you've committed to yourself and committed to a new way of living, a new way of seeing life, a new way of approaching love. This is your opportunity now, to really see if that really works, or changing that altogether. Now, this could be also indicate that there's a person that's different in regards to religion, regards to beliefs, regards to, race, whatever, right? Nationality. They may not be the typical person that you go out and date. However, this sort of thing is definitely is a big test for you guys. Now, your headspace is showing the High Priestess. So you have to trust your intuition. You have no idea how this goes. But I think you honestly too, at the same time, know what you need to do, or know what you feel, know how what's going on internally. Since this is a really big love sort of situation, I feel like the High Priestess is a good card here. Not just to necessarily be like, I have no idea where the future holds, but you're more of like receiving the information that you're getting, and you're kind of connecting with your inner self, connecting with your emotions to understand what you're feeling. So you honestly have something that you know something about how you feel. I don't think you're confused or anything. When it's in the headspace like this, the High Priest says, you're definitely connecting with your intuition. You're kind of going with the flow. You're not making any hardcore decisions. You're not being logical, which is honestly, I don't mind this because this is a love situation. You have to come from the heart anyway. The Three of Cups, this person's coming in, is showing up here. If this is not you, could be someone else. But if I typically read this as the other person, I read this as my clients. This is a reading I offer on Instago. But with the Three of Cups coming up, somebody feels like they have the opportunity. They have connected with someone, Now they see this person as perhaps a friend. And I know it's kind of a weird thing. It's like the soulmates, right? Love doesn't have to be a romantic love. So the Three of Cups could be that somebody just found a really good friend, or someone found someone that they can connect with on a platonic level, right? Someone that kind of gets them, and that's cool, right? To be able to connect with somebody. Even, friends are hard to find, and I feel like there's somebody around you right now that may feel like you guys have connected in a very friendly manner, or beyond friends. Maybe you guys are in their inner circle now, right? I do have this feeling this person has a very platonic headspace, and you kind of know that too. Like you're very psychic with each other. You guys just kind of read each other's minds, or you are able to read their mind, Capricorns. I'm not gonna ask how you do that. I'm gonna wait till Pluto gets out of your sign now and ask you all kinds of crazy questions. But until then, y'all can have your crazy fun. But with the three of cups coming up, I feel like you guys are really platonic and very, really connecting with each other, and it's nice. It's really kind. It's really cool, and you guys can even be lovers, but you're connecting at a very, platonic level to kind of reconnect with each other as friends, and that's good. That's a cool thing too. Um, but how this person is presenting themselves is like they're really focused on themselves. They're doing the best that they can with what they've got. They're just kind of keeping the balance, making sure their life is in order, and allowing divine timing to do its thing. They're very patient here. And the high priestess in your space, it does talk about patience in a way too. Temperance, though, to me, talks about just kind of like doing, hashing things out, doing the best they can, and, allowing their divine time to do its thing, being patient. But you're showing the Nine of Cups. So you're, in a way, you're happy. You're showing that you're actually content and you're in a good place. You're not upset, you're not mad, you're not anything. You've got everything emotionally, you have all your emotional needs met. That's what that means. And that's allowing you to manifest that very thing to come in, like, or to manifest more, right? Nine of Cups is the self-contentment, the happiness card, the wish, obviously the wish card, but only because your emotions are in a high vibration to manifest, right? If it wasn't in your lower vibration, it's, but you're good, you're not upset, you're not angry, you're good. But where you come from is this Five of Pentacles. You come from a place of struggle. You come from a time where you kind of constantly work hard, and despite how the things have been, despite what's been showing to you, despite the things around you, right, you still kept going. And I do feel like as well, I feel like this is also a place where you felt like there was a lack of support, but I feel like you leaned on friends, you leaned on somebody to help you, and that's what kind of got you where you need to be as well. Not allowing yourself to just kind of sink and swim, or sink. You had friends to help you swim, if that makes sense. However, this person, on the other hand, is the Seven of Cups. So where they're coming from is ultimately trying to figure out what they want. They have no idea. No clue what they want, no clue where they're going, and that's okay. They're not upset. They're not, scared or anything like that. They just don't have a desire quite yet. They're trying to make the decision, trying to figure that out. Because they all sound really appealing, but this person is also very, I feel like this person is very suspicious as well. Not in a bad way, but in a sense of like, well, these are nice ideas, but what's more to the story? They come from a place of kind of like looking beyond the surface, kind of getting more information beyond the what's presented to them. And I feel like that's why they're very patient. That's why they're taking their time. And that's why they're approaching you at a friend level. They may end up moving forward later on, or they may not. But the thing is that they're not going to jump straight into a situation yet, because they don't know if it's exactly something they could trust, if this is something that's reality, or if it's just, it's just a fantasy. They don't live off of fantasy here, it looks like. Even though that, a lot of cups coming up, they're coming up as temperance, very Sagittarian, looking at the bigger picture. So what brought you two together is the Four of Cups. I'm going to show you your card. And I feel like that's shifting your focus, honestly. I think you guys both came in when you guys were both emotionally stuck, but you guys also came together and helped each other shift your focus. That's what I'm really talking about. Shift your focus from the mundane, the same old stuff. Obviously you guys go, oh, you're connecting as friends and all that. But I feel like that friendship has opened the door that has, turned you over to this Ace of Cups. Because the obstacle now is being vulnerable, is being open. The Queen of Cups, right? Emotionally open, Now the Queen of Cups, she knows what's in her cup. Nobody knows what's in her cup. She has a specific purpose for this cup, and she knows who this cup belongs to. And I feel like everybody has a little bit of a, of a very picky kind of, mind, a picky sort of ideal version of their relationship, as they should, right? Everybody should have an idea of what their partner should be like. And I feel like this sort of energy with deciding what their, what their ideal partner would be like, it all has to come down to, you know, what they would like to feel, right? The Queen of Cups. Now, you're already feeling pretty content here, which I don't have a problem with. I feel like you want someone that makes you feel, someone that you can share this happiness with, rather. Not that someone that makes you feel this way, because you already know how to feel, make yourself feel this way. Self-love is all done here, You're feeling the self-love. You're feeling good within yourself. That's excellent. And you want someone to share this with. Not that someone to make you feel this way, but someone that you can share with. Someone that you can, go through hard times with, but still know that you got each other's back. Someone you can rely on. Right? And I feel like this person here wants to, I feel like they want to feel the same way. They want to feel supported. I feel like that's the biggest thing. They definitely feel like they have support. There's someone around them that has their back. And it's just that the fantasy part that's kind of, they come from a place of a very fantasy and dreamy area. I think this person definitely dreams a lot. And I feel like either you dream of them or they dream of you here with the Queen of, the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Two cards here regarding dreams and fantasy. And I feel like this person, it's all about trusting their desires and picking a desire and going with it and committing to it, right? Because the Seven of Cups is not necessarily like, having, it is about having faith about whether it will work or not, whether it'll happen, or whether the ideal person will come. But it's based off of how you want to feel. So I feel like this person is on standby at the moment, kind of, because they're still trying to assess what they want to feel. They're trying to figure out what they want to feel, because they may be still at apathy zone with the Four of Cups here. They may have saw a new cup, and that's why they're kind of considering stuff, but they're still kind of like, I don't really know what I want. But I feel like this kind of connection that you have together is what's going to help this individual and even you explore further into your emotional plane. If that makes sense, right? To get to understand yourselves a little bit more on an emotional level. And that's exciting all in itself. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. To tap into that loving side, that sweet, sensitive, gentle side here the Queen of Cups always represents. I guess y'all getting two this time. Let's go ahead and see what the Whispers of Love has to tell us for this weekend, for the week rather, or the next couple of weeks. So be supportive. Three of Cups, y'all. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Alright, that's the first one. And then you have listen with your heart. You're listening to what is being said to you, but but you need to listen, but need to listen with a loving heart. High Priestess, I was just telling you guys that you guys have you have your heart lights on, and you are more in tune to your emotions than I've ever seen you guys. So I am proud, but at the same time, this person needs to do the same. Okay, and I think they are doing that. They are doing that. This is what woken that whole thing, listening to their heart. Okay, I was just channeling that earlier, but this is what's backing me up. So right now, this is the exploration of the emotional plane, like I was saying. Understanding, listening to one's desires, needs, wants. And that's what's going to help kind of navigate through this crazy thing we call emotions. Because then we'll be able to figure out what we want and be able to go after that. Right now, there's a little bit of, trying to decipher what it is that we want. Piecing it together, kind of getting together what we want. You are happy, but I feel like at the same time though, you're looking for someone that's going to share that with you, going to share this happiness with you. And I feel like this person is still in the process of finding it. They haven't given up. There's no giving up here. I feel like they have more support, and they feel like they have more support than ever. But it's about figuring out what makes them happy and then going for it. They have to listen to their heart, and that's what they're doing. I feel like that's what they're doing. That's what Temperance is here. So they're a little distant. They're just kind of like keeping it platonic. It's only because they're trying to figure out what they want. Not that they shut down this relationship, not that they shut down anything, but they just are trying to figure things out. Okay. All right, y'all. And they need support. Just as much as you need support. All right. All right, guys. Look at that. This is interesting, right? The card of lack of support and then the card of support here, parallel for each other. Wow, interesting. But anyway, and the reason why I say it's interesting is because you come from a place where you felt like you didn't have very much, and you're able to support people. You support yourself. You have everything you need within yourself, so you don't necessarily need the external help from others. You have it within you. And this person here has that support, but they don't feel like they can go after. They don't know what their dreams are. It's very interesting.